Mars and Venus placements in the chart as expressions of masculine and feminine sexuality?
Thank you for mentioning that. Mars is also very associated with the sexual energies. Mars basically is the sexual energy. You need Venus to want to actually connect that to anything, right? Mars by himself rapes his mom, right? He's obviously not connecting. At that if you're connected emotionally, you're not raping your mom, right? We also have we were talking about this the other night, the epidemic of war rape, which we can find all throughout history, unfortunately very recent history, probably happening right now.
Venus is like the emotional, sexual connection.
It's the
Mars is
I would say the passion.
Just this rampant, just like...
Yeah, Mars is just the desire to, it's just the energy, wanting what it wants. Mm-hmm. It's the physical energy of sexuality. And that doesn't really work. There's a huge disconnect there without Venus in order to, create a rapport in a dance, right? One thing about random tidbit from Greek mythology, Ares was actually a god of dance before he became a god of war, which is still the translation of the physical energy, or of the tension and the physical energy into action, right? He's not the god of writing plays, but he's the god of moving, and it's really easy to think about the number of war dances that a lot of cultures have had, where you loosen up and get ready by dancing around and feeling the spirit. But so we talked about all this Mars stuff, right? This complex is, even though it's very troubled, is a crucial component in mainstream masculine identity in the West, right? A man's ability to proceed confidently and effectively through this sphere is one of the major criteria on which he's judged by the culture, and then those standards are interjected, and then men will either reject. Once they're interjected, then they can be ejected once more. But usually, men's relationship to the sphere and how they're doing in the sphere and what their techniques are and what their armor is, what their weapons are, is a big part of masculine identity, right? And so men respond to their natal Mars position. The natal Mars position is an important part of assessing what this person's masculine identity is probably like. Where in a sense Mars is simply where is your power, right? And it's that in a woman's chart and it's that in a man's chart. But culturally, men identify with that. That's an important thing that they need to be able to show other people to be cool, right? Venus is the same, but for feminine identity. Of course, men have a Venus, and it's super important to recognize your Venus, and that as a man, you like art, you think things are pretty, and you think other things are ugly, but again, culturally, they like the being able to be one's skill at becoming an object of desire. Is a much more culturally valued skill for women, and so women's sense of femininity, sense of femininity is strongly informed by what they're doing with Venus, right? And so those are both important. In a chart, if you have when a person's Mars and Venus connect really naturally through an aspect, regardless of what the aspect is, you have a nice sexual tension generated there, just like the myths of Mars and Venus, right? Or Ogun and Oshun, or probably 100 other examples. And what's interesting, I've known people who have really tight Mars-Venus conjunctions, who they're not by any means, some of them are not by any means conventionally attractive, always have sexual partners, always late. Men or women, there's just never a lack of that. And what's interesting is in Vedic astrology, in addition to recognizing the obviously sexual part of that, it said if somebody has a Mars-Venus conjunction in an angular house, which again we'll get to later. But an angular house basically means that it's in a very pivotal part of the life, that conjunction is poised to affect things globally. The person is a natural leader. And it's not because they have leadership abilities. It's because people follow the magnetic, dynamic, sexually charged person, right? If we look at a lot of leaders, it's not that they're good at it. It's just that they could get people to follow them.
So Mars in Capricorn in the fourth house?
Yeah, well, but you need a conjunction with Venus
Okay.
To get the leadership yoga.
Oh,
The
okay.
combination is called a yoga.
So when you're talking about the angular houses, first, fourth,
Yep, first, fourth, seventh, tenth.